Hi, this is Coach Roger. What would you do with an extra $100,000, $500,000, $1 million from your business for your life? Would you let your spouse who's been working retire? Would you take an extra vacation or several vacations? Would you buy that dream home or that summer home that you've always wanted? Well, to do that, you've got to create a business that provides you that kind of profit, that you can buy those things that you wanted to. Now, I would tell you, absolutely, that you should listen to someone that has real world experience. I have an undergraduate degree in finance, an MBA in marketing. I've worked for billion-dollar companies like Shell Oil Company and Kentucky Fried Chicken, Yum Brands, as well as million-dollar, $100,000 web design and bookkeeping firms. I've worked with all these companies, and I know what it takes to make your business work. Now, simply, the tips I'm going to give you today, you must listen to all the way through, and you must implement to get you that extra $100,000, $500,000, $1 million you want. Number one, stop trying to manage your time and leverage your time. The fact is, there's only 24 hours in a day, and neither you nor I is going to change that. Neither one of us can change that, but what we can do is maximize it and leverage it. Because of those 24 hours, some of you might want to sleep some, or maybe have a personal life. So to get the business to do what you want to do, you have to leverage it. And the only way to leverage it is, one, get yourself focused on profit-making activities. Hire an assistant, administrative assistant or virtual assistant, someone that does the administrative activities that you don't need to be doing so that you can focus on growing your business. The second thing is you've got to hire someone that can replace you. What does that mean, replace you? Well, that means someone that can do what you do. Now, don't fool yourself into saying that you can't hire someone that can do what you do. Absolutely you can if you put in place the right training systems and you hire the right employee. Hiring the right employee is a challenge, but I'm going to suggest to you that you cannot do it just by resumes and interviews and references, but you've got to do a fourth thing, and that is profile. I'm going to give you a little confession. When I was in the corporate world, writing the checks in finance, HR people would come up to me and say, "Hey Roger, we need to do these profiling tests." And at first, I thought it was a lot of psychological mumbo-jumbo. But then I did a little research. I found companies like Shadowmatch and TTI have spent thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, worked with thousands of individuals, tested over years and years to determine behavioral and psychological profiling tools that will help you match the right person to the right job. You have to know that it's not just about their skills, but it's the cultural, the behavioral, the psychological fit. And all of that has to work together. I'm going to give you a story. I had a client, and that client found a guy that had some great skills, that had some fantastic interviewing, and his resume was great, and he was excited about this guy. So he jumped the gun. Normally, we had used this profiling test on several other successful hires. So he thought, well, I can determine who the best employee is. And then he had me give the person the profiling test after we hired them. Well, we did the test. What did it determine? Guy was probably not a great team player, didn't believe in working it out with other individuals when they had issues. Red flags all over the place, but by then it was too late. And 2 months later, those issues came to the forefront, and we had to fire the guy. Now, this was a $60,000 a year employee that, because it takes about a third of their annual salary to go for a bad employee, When you do a mishire, even if you hire a $20,000 employee, it's a third of their annual salary that it costs you in time, effort, wasted productivity. So that $20,000 a year employee, that's simple, that's $10 an hour, and yet you pay $7,000 in wasted productivity and time and effort when you make a bad decision. So use a profiling test, save yourself a ton of money, time, and effort. The other thing I want to suggest to you, stop relying on word of mouth. Uh-oh. I know what some of you are thinking. Word of mouth is my best friend. Everyone loves me. Yes, they do. But word of mouth will actually support and leverage the tactical marketing that you should be doing already. You should have a unique selling proposition and guarantee, as well as an amazing tactical marketing plan that will disseminate your message to as many people as possible. Now, there's two excuses I get for people not doing more marketing. The first one is, I can't handle more business. If that's the case, you need to go back to lessons 1 and 2 and hire people to handle that business. If you have a great product, if you know how to service the customer, if you have something that's better than everyone else, isn't it only fair and right and caring of you to be able to provide that to as many people as possible? And the only way you're going to do that is by leveraging yourself and by creating great marketing that tells more people about how great you are. So doing that will really help your prospects. Not sub-optimize by using your competitor. After all, you're better than your competitor, aren't you? The other thing I hear from people not wanting to do more marketing is the economy's tough. No one's buying, so why should I market? The fact is, the pie is this big. And let's say the pie is shrinking. Well, if this is your share, if you don't do any more marketing, you're going to shrink. But if you do better marketing, you will get a bigger portion of the pie. If you get a bigger portion of the pie, that's more money for you. That's more money for the other people that you want to help. If you want to give back to the society, how are you going to give back more if you don't have more to give? So create a unique selling proposition and guarantee and a great tactical marketing plan that will communicate to people how great you are so that you can serve them. Now, all of this is great, and I know many of you are doing this. You've invested in great equipment. You have invested in networking events. You grab business cards. You have some promotional products. But what many business owners need, the one thing that will take you to that incredible level, the $100,000 extra, $500,000, $1 million extra a year, the PLAN. It's not an acronym. That's a plan. You must have a plan that will clearly identify who will do what and when over the next 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, so that you can create the income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity you always dreamed of when you started your business. And what would you do with all of that? That extra income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity that you've always dreamed of, what would you do with that? Well, you can enjoy your life. You can not sit there and worry about owning a job, but you can own a business. I would suggest to you that the best way to do this, the way to accelerate that way, is to work with a coach. Bill Gates, Jack Welch, great athletes all over the world have invested in coaches. Now, many of them have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaches, and I'm going to tell you that whether you've been in business for 1 year or 10 years, we have what's called a quick start plan. if you click on the link today, for the next 10 people, we're going to generate that quick start plan. Over the next 6 weeks, we'll develop your strategic plan, your tactical marketing plan that will communicate your unique selling proposition and guarantee to get you that extra $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. And $100,000, let's say we get you, and you invest $1,497, that is 1.5% of that extra revenue. That 1.5% of that extra revenue will get you to the income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity that you've always dreamed of. And we're going to get you there by generating specific and executable plans to help you leverage your time, profile the right employees so that you can hire the right people, and stop relying only on word of mouth so that you can have a fantastic business and an amazing life. I look forward to you clicking on that link, add to cart. As soon as we get the communication that you're ready to go, we will get you started on this 6-week plan to take you to that next level. I look forward to serving you. Have an amazing and fantastic day. Thank you.